Former Supreme Court Justice Antonio Carpio joins the proponents of an international court complaint against China to stop its so-called unlawful oppression of Filipino fishermen in the West Philippine Sea. Marlene Alcaide with the story.
There's no stopping former Foreign Affairs Secretary Albert Del Rosario and former Ombudsman Conchita Carpio-Morales in pursuing the complaint against Chinese President Xi Jinping and other Chinese officials. This time, they have another member joining their team as they raise China's supposed crime against humanity and illegal reclamations in the West Philippine Sea over to the International Criminal Court or ICC. Maritime legal expert and retired Supreme Court Associate Justice Antonio Carpio will be joining them as their counsel.
And I am happy to announce that Justice Tony Carpio has agreed to join our quest for justice as our counsel in this ICC case. Justice Carpio is a legal luminary with unparalleled wisdom and expertise in the South China Sea issue.
Morales and Del Rosario filed a communication against China before the ICC last March 2019. The ICC has already said that it has no personal jurisdiction in this case because China is not part of the Rome Statute and that the alleged crimes were committed in the country's exclusive economic zone and not within the Philippine territory. But Del Rosario believes that the ICC has a strong basis to proceed with the case as they've submitted new evidence. Del Rosario also noted crimes committed by China, such as the blockade within territorial sea of Scarborough, destructive reclamation projects, and the alleged harassment of Filipino fishermen in Pag-asa Island.
Part of our efforts is the March 13, 2019 communication that former Ombudswoman Conchita Carpio-Morales and I had filed with the Office of the Prosecutor of the International Criminal Court. This communication describes how China President Xi Jinping and other officials committed crimes against humanity by intentionally depriving Filipinos and other coastal inhabitants of the South China Sea of their food resources and livelihood.
Ex-Ombudsman Conchita Carpio-Morales agrees with Del Rosario, saying Chinese officials committed inhumane acts by destroying the marine wealth and food security of the people living in countries bordering the South China Sea. She appeals for Filipinos to unite and fight for the country's rights.
While the Duterte administration remains unwilling to confront China's crimes against the Filipinos, we are not entirely helpless in seeking ways to speak and act against the criminal actions of the Chinese government.
Del Rosario, on the other hand, urged neighbors in the South China Sea to file similar communications with the ICC to hold Chinese officials liable for what he says are atrocities. Meanwhile, Carpio insisted that there are many ways to enforce the arbitral ruling, which does not include having to go to war, as what is consistently being argued by President Duterte. In an online forum, the retired High Court magistrate said there is no reason to be afraid of challenging China over the country's sovereign rights.
The Duterte administration is afraid to offend China. But why should we be afraid to offend China? It is our right.
Carpio said moving forward, the next administration should focus on settling the country's overlapping exclusive economic zone claims with neighboring countries. And unlike the territorial dispute with China, Carpio said this one is more doable. For News 5, Marlene Alcaide, we are One News.